Hi Pisces, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, I would like to say, if you want to be a part of the Winter Solstice Alignment Activation Session, you can click the link in the description box below. It's going to be an awesome talk, some energy work, and it's going to push right through into an all-out FLP session to set you up for the year of 2020, which, as we all know, is going to be very, very interesting indeed. With that said, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, this week, let's have a look, see what the universe has in store for you. What are you? What's your destiny card for the week ahead? And this week you get the Tower, right? So Pisces has had quite a few towers this year, right? I think out of all signs, apart from possibly maybe Scorpio or Leo, I think you three have had the Tower more than any other sign. I'm like, oh, okay. The Tower represents revelation. It represents the changing of something, but it also represents the cracking of an illusion. And I've got to be honest with you, my dear Pisceans, this week I feel like something about who you are is about to shift. You're about to have a really big insight into your own nature, into who you are, into where you're going, into what it is that you truly want now. There's going to be something that comes up in your mind and you're going to say to yourself, wow, I actually don't believe that about myself anymore. I don't see myself like that anymore. It's like some sort of illusion is cracking and falling away from you this week. And in response to that, you are going to want to push forward with a new idea or a new understanding of some sort, which is always really, really exciting. So let's give it some context. You've got the Eight of Wands. Now, this could be a surprise offer. It could be something to do with work. It could be something to do with, because the Eight of Wands is messages, communications, emails, text messages, contact of some sort. Now, it could be that this change or this idea about who you are, this shift in perception of who you are comes about this week because you're looking at yourself and saying, that's not who I am anymore. And because you've got the Eight of Wands as the direction, this means that as soon as you have this realization, your communication style is going to switch. Your understanding of yourself has changed, and therefore the way that you interact with the world this week is going to change. It's going to shift based on the perception that you have of yourself. If you suddenly start sort of, if you're a meek and mild sort of person, and this week, you have this realization and you start suddenly being that kind of person that puts foot to arse, you could have that moment where you're like, damn, like, okay, I didn't know I had it in me. For those of you that already have that, you might find that you say to yourself, do you know what? There are other ways to get things done. I'm going to take the edges off of myself. I'm going to soften the edges. I'm going to buff the edges, right? This is about really having a realization of yourself and also about your communication style. There's something about the way that you speak, the way that you communicate, whether it's written, writing, email, text messages, all of that. There's something this week that is changing because of the way that you view yourself is now changing. You're having a realization or an insight into yourself that is going to change everything. So your insight card for the week ahead, let's peek behind the scenes, you've got the Seven of Pentacles. I love this card in this deck because if you look at it, I'll show you, he's got the Seven of Pentacles down the entire body, right? And you can see all of the bones and the lymph system and everything. And the Seven of Pentacles are over the 7 chakras. This is about bringing yourself into alignment. It's about bringing yourself into balance. If I were a shaman, I would be saying to you that this week you will rediscover some piece of yourself, right? Because of this perception and this change in perception of yourself is because some part of you is coming back into alignment. There's some part of your soul that has been dislodged. It might have been floating about doing something else. Whereas this week, it's almost like that alignment comes back in, right? And ultimately, What this means for you as well, the Seven of Pentacles, is about being in it for the long haul. It's about investing your time in this. This shift and this change is going to be big, and you might kind of think to yourself like, oh, okay, well, I can't just do it all overnight. No. What you have this week and what you set into motion this week is going to be something that you're doing continually from here on in. But that change is coming, right? And ultimately, this leads me on to your message. I asked my intuition this week for every sign, every video, to give me a message, right? To give me one word as a message for each sign. And your word this week, some signs weren't so clear. I had to ask a couple of times, but yours was very clear. And the word that you got was adapt, or adaptability, right? Utilizing that ability, Pisces has that chameleon-like energy anyway. You have all of the other 12 signs to draw from, so you can meld and mold into anything that you kind of please, right? You're the original sponge of the universe, so you can kind of regurgitate anything that you see. This is about taking that ability of taking that power of adaptability within you, which is really interesting, and applying it to this. So whatever comes up this week, it's almost like a part of you is going to say, but I would usually deal with that like this. You're going to have to adapt this week, and it looks like something, especially when it comes to your work or a job of some kind, there's going to be something that comes up and you're going to be like, right, okay, my response has to be different now. The way that I do things has to be different now. I have to adapt. I have to be something else. I have to be someone else. And that doesn't mean that you're losing yourself, because remember what I said, some part of your soul is coming back into alignment. So you're not changing who you are, you're changing the way that you utilize who you are in relation to your communication with other people, when it comes to your daily life, when it comes to work, possibly even for some of you when it comes to a partner. There is a big shift and a big change coming for you, Pisces. It's going to be really interesting. Let me know in the comments, do you love it? Do you loathe it? Do you want more of it? Do you want less of it? Have a fantastic week. Take care, and I'll see you soon.